Good afternoon. I'm Linda. Pinky Mouse Sisters in the kitchen. Welcome back. Mary and little Linda had to going home. They had a couple of stops to make, so the cake is cooled, and I'm about to make the boiled icing, as Mama called it, or 7-minute frosting. It's the same thing. So y'all are going to bear with me because it's going to be some noise with the mixer. I've got my big mixer out. So I have got 4 large egg whites in the mixer bowl, and they've been setting out just a few minutes, and I'm fixing to start my syrup. I've got my burner on and the boiler's heated. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of water and 3 cups of imperial granulated sugar. 1, 2, 3. Now this is going to make a lot. For those of you who thinking that's a lot of icing, it is. It's going to make a lot. And then I'm going to add some light corn syrup. Okay, I've got my water in here, my sugar. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons full of light corn syrup or K-roll. And I'm not even going to measure this. I'm just going to eyeball it. This is just Kroger store brand. You can use K-roll. 1, 2. Okay. Now, when you're fixing this, you don't want to wipe the sides down after it starts boiling. But as long as it's the sugar's dissolving, you can wipe the sides down. But once it starts boiling, those little crystals are going to form on the side of the boiler, and you don't want that in your syrup. So I've got this on medium high. I'm going to turn it down to medium, and I'm going to start the egg whites. I'm going to start them beating on low, and I'm going to beat them until they get frothy, and then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Back a couple of years ago when COVID first started, this was hard to find, really hard to find, because everybody was making their own homemade stuff, and you just couldn't hardly find it. So I'm going to start this on low. I've already got my tub up and locked, so I'm going to start this on low, and probably about 4, and then I'll watch this syrup. And a lot of you ask, let me turn this over here. A lot of y'all ask during the video earlier this morning, what flavor was this? This is the Magic Line, and this is the Cream Bouquet. That's the flavor that this is. And this is an 8-ounce container. You can get the 32-ounce, which is, a lot of flavor. And if you are a cake baker and you bake and sell for the public, you would probably want the big one. But I got this one because, I'm not baking for the public right now. I'll show you. You asked the question, what do I mean by frothy? It kind of starts to bubble, and I will show you in just a second when it gets to that stage. It's really hard for me to tell what you can see and what you can't see. Okay, can y'all see that? It looks like it's starting to bubble and it's kind of frothy. That's what I mean by frothy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/2 teaspoon of this. And then I'm going to increase the speed just a little, probably up to about 6. The key to this is you want your your icing to be, your syrup to be done about the same time your egg whites are where they need to be. I'm trying to get that to where you can see both of it, but I don't know if you can or not. So this is starting to bubble a little bit. The sugar dissolves really quickly because it's extra fine, so it doesn't take it long to cook. Now, if you'll notice, I do have a thermometer out. I don't use this to make this, but I want to use it because I think it should cook to about 236. So a lot of times y'all might not understand a term that we use or something, but you want to, Mama always lifted it up by the spoon, and if there was a string or a thread that came down from the spoon, that's how she knew it was ready. So for everyone that would like to have a temperature as far as how long you're cooking the syrup, I'm going to do that for you. So I think it's going to be about 236. Whoops. Get this syrup to boiling. Turn my beaters up. Now I'm not putting this in this frosting. I just have it out there so y'all can see it. But I am using the clear vanilla, Watkins clear vanilla. This is a blend, so it's not completely extract, but it is good as far as being a clear vanilla. It's a very good flavoring. And then I showed y'all this earlier. This is my pink food gel. If you don't have this, you can use like probably a tablespoon of the cherry juice in your syrup. And that's what Mary does. That's what Mama used to do. But I'm going to use the gel in mine. Okay, I got my syrup cooking and my egg whites are beaten pretty good. I don't want to walk away from this because I want to make sure that I'm watching it. But I guess I could pull this back just a little bit so y'all are not just right over it. So I wanted to encourage y'all to like our page. Make sure that you're following us. We do random giveaways from time to time. We do lots of giveaways on our Pampered Chef pages. Mine and Mary and I both have a separate one. But if you followed us or watched us for any time, you know that sometimes we do random giveaways on this page. So we always like to know that y'all are liking our videos by, doing the little like button or heart button or whichever one it is, and that you're also following us. Now, our page is public. It always has been. So on Facebook, you do not need to join anything on Facebook. We are a public page. So when you share, make sure you're sharing this page, which is the correct page. That we appreciate that very much. So I'm going to do something pretty exciting in a few minutes. So y'all don't leave us because I'm going to do something really fun in a couple of minutes. Okay, let me bring this back over here. And you can see that the syrup is starting to boil around the edges. I want this to start boiling really good. And once it starts boiling, then it will probably come up to 236 pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my eggs up to 8 because I want those to get beat really good. And I've got my cakes over here. They're all nice and cool. They're not warm at all. So you see, I'm not stirring this now. I'm leaving this alone. I will put a thermometer in there in a minute just so you can see about what stage it's at. And I'm also going to get another spoon. I don't want to put this stuff in it because you see the sugary there and that's not dissolved, so don't put this same spoon back in there. Get another spoon. You can see that the egg whites are starting to beat nicely. These big mixers are awesome. Okay, I'm going to just stick this in here. That's on 225, 226, so it's not getting far. It's getting pretty close to being done. I'm going to go ahead and bump my mixer up to high speed because I want it to be about the same. I want this to be ready to pour the syrup in it. Now when you pour the syrup in it, this volume is going to come up. Probably about right here on the bowl. It's up to 236 on the thermometer, so I'm going to, I don't know if y'all can see that thread or not, but it's got a nice thread on it, so this syrup is ready. And 236 was just about the right temperature. So I'm going to move this back over here. Now, I am going to turn this down just a hair because I don't want this syrup to splatter all over the place. So you want to pour it in real slow while beating it. Okay, that's all my syrup. Get some hot water in this water. And you'll see that this is all doubled in size. The bottom of the bowl is real hot. We'll take a look at this in just a minute. Now, I didn't time this. I don't ever time it. I just know when it's ready. If some of y'all are timing it, you're welcome to put on there about how much time it took. But I don't literally time it myself. You can tell it's getting really thick. I'm going to stop the mixer and see. This doesn't come up. I know that. I don't know why I said I was going to do that. But what you want to see is this should hold its shape and not spill off the spoon. See how thick that is? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my vanilla in it. Whoops, I put my teaspoon over there. Okay, 2 teaspoons for this, so this is a half a tablespoon. So I'm going to pour in 2 teaspoons of the clear vanilla. This is 1.5 teaspoons, so I'm going to do just a little bit more. This is a half a tablespoon. Now, I don't know if that made sense or not, but there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, and I wanted 2 teaspoons, so I did 1 these and a half, because that's a half a tablespoon. If y'all can follow me on that. Now this is what's going to make it pretty. I'm going to do about 2 drops. May not need but 1. I think I'll do 1 more. It's a really pretty pink. And I think we're ready. So let me move the mic over here, the camera, whatever it is. And get this off my mixer. Now this is what I was talking about. You want it to stand, whoops, you want it to stand, be able to stand on the mixer without on the beater without it dropping. Very nice and thick. That's good stuff. Okay. Now I've got it on my hands. And I'm going to use this big round plastic thing that I showed y'all yesterday, and get this out of the way so I've got room to work. And I'm going to put just a little bit of icing on here just to hold the cake layer down. Y'all probably all done this 1,000 times over. And then I'm going to, this is my cake layer. And oh, I didn't get any simple syrup. I didn't put any simple syrup on them. So let me grab my simple syrup out of the refrigerator. Always something you forget, or at least always something that I forget. Okay, so remember I told y'all don't dip your pastry brush down in here because then it'll mold. So you just want to pour a little bit in a container. And that way you're not ruining the rest of your simple syrup. So I'm just going to brush the top of it. You can always pour more in there if you didn't pour enough to start with. If you pour too much, then you're going to wind up wasting it. So I'll have to pour a little bit more in here when I get ready for the next layer. Okay, so that beautiful icing, isn't that gorgeous? That's 4 egg whites. I love that pretty pink color. I think it's so pretty. This is my big offset spatula. I'm not going to take it all the way out to the edge. Now, if you wanted to put pecans on top of the icing, the chopped pecans, you can. I've got lots of pecans in the cake, so I'm not going to put it on top of that, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Now you'll notice a big difference in this cake and the one I did yesterday, because this is a 10-inch and it's rounder, but it's not as tall a layers. This is going to be so good. I hope I got this where it won't fall. Okay. Let's get some more simple syrup on here. And simple syrup for our members and anybody, I think I've told, and I think Mary's told before, but simple syrup is very easy to make. It's just equal parts of water and granulated sugar. We use Imperial. And you bring it to a boil in a small saucepan and boil it for no more than 2 minutes. If you boil it for over 2 minutes, you're going to have candied syrup on your hand and it'll be a mess. So no longer than 2 minutes. And if you want to make small amounts, you can make 1/2 cup, you can make 3/4 of a cup. I made 3/4 of a cup yesterday and I've done 2 cakes with it and I still have some left. So 1/2 cup would probably be plenty for a 3-layer cake. You might even have some left over. And I do keep some made in the refrigerator, so if you wanted to make some at, just make enough for more than 1 cake, you can certainly do that and just store it in a container and leave it in the refrigerator. Now, this may not look like a very big cake because it's a 10-inch instead of tall, but you're going to be able to get a lot of pieces of cake out of this. Ooh. Cook as a sample, right? And there's plenty ice in here with these 4 egg whites to frost this cake really nice. And you probably actually would have a little bit left over, but I'd rather have too much than not have enough, because I don't like a skimpy frosted cake. I remember when they first started doing the naked cakes where they didn't put any icing on the sides at all, or maybe just a very bare minimum. I did not like them. I thought that was the tackiest looking thing because it looked like you didn't have enough and you ran out. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it looked like. And I know that a lot of people are not even crazy about a lot of frosting. They like cake, but they don't like frosting. Or some people like frosting and would rather have more frosting than the cake. So, whatever suits your fancy. But I like to make sure that it's got enough on it. I just like for it to be dressed really nicely. And Mary was talking earlier about being tired. I'm going to sit down. I am tired right now. It's, you know, you just can't do a cake in one video unless you, number one, stop the video and then pause it and bring it back up, and you can't do that when you're live, or either stay on air for 2 hours, and that's too long of a time to be on, for more reasons than one. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to my small spatula here because I want to get these sides done. Now, you probably already know this, but once you get frosting on, if you start messing with it too much, it's gonna take that smooth, pretty look away from it. So I'm not gonna redo that top at all. And then just leave it like it is, unless I just put some dollops on top. You can't help but get this on you. And sticky, 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 sticky. It's all over my spoon handle. I don't want so much on it that it's going to weight it down and then start running off the sides. So I'm not going to put a whole lot more on that. Because I don't want it to be too heavy. It'll get top heavy. Now some people might want to, you know, they might want to try to smooth it out. I'm going to clean up this board around here. But I'll do that a little bit later. So what I'm going to do right now, I've got 8 cherries with the stems on them. And I've got 24 pecan halves. And I'm just going to fix it like a clock. And kind of make like a little flower. You can do your decorations any way you want to do it. This is not any kind of a, doesn't have to be a certain way. Just strictly how you want to fix it. I'm leaving space in the middle to put a cherry. So in case y'all are wondering why I was doing it like that, this is how Mama did it. I doubt that she bought the cherries with the stems on them. They were probably more expensive than what she would pay for. But I get these at Sam's, and I think they're real pretty. And you talk about a good cake come Saturday. This is going to be a delicious cake. So I got to clean up the sides. You could put something in the middle if you wanted to, but I'm not. This is how I'm going to leave mine. And I'm going to clean up the sides, let it sit for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to make a space in the refrigerator for it. So let's get this out of the way here. And then I have something fun to tell y'all. Okay, let's see if I can just move this over. I hope everybody got to see it. It's Mama's cherry nut cake, which sure does make me happy. Makes me very, very happy. Got sticky, sticky, sticky all over my hands. Okay, so a lot of people ask on a consistent basis about this mixer. A lot of people want to know how much it weighs. Is it heavy? it's not heavy at all. This is the heavy part here. This is your motor that runs the mixer. And what some of you don't know is it's part of a Flex multi-prep set, I believe is the name of it. I always get it mixed up. But for a long time, I had wanted a cordless mixer. And I have a KitchenAid hand mixer, and I use it, but the cord just, every time I turn around, the cord was in the icing. It was just in the way, and I just wanted a cordless mixer. And then Pampered Chef came out with this. But it's not just the mixer. So when a lot of y'all ask about it, you know, we'll send y'all the information to go look at it. And some people say because it's a set, you know, they don't want to pay for the set. They would just rather just have the mixer. And I understand that. It comes with an immersion blender. It comes with a food processor with, I think it's 2 blades, it may be 4. It comes with a battery charger and 2 batteries. It comes with the 2 beaters for the mixer, and it comes with 2 whisk. And it also comes with the cup for the immersion blender. And I believe the cup has a lid on it. So this is the set here. It's not heavy. You can, well, there it is. Okay, there is the food processor. And then this has got all 3 of them here. That's the immersion blender, that's the food processor, and that's the mixer. So I just wanted to do something fun. And I texted the girls yesterday, but they didn't see my text until after we'd already done the program. They didn't realize that, you know, that I had told them that I wanted to do something fun. So today, I just decided I would do it today, and Mary, of course, knows about it, and the girls. But I'm giving this away today, and I had everyone that was, now y'all, I don't want anyone to feel bad because, you know, if you're not watching live, you can't be a part of a drawing, because you certainly can. It just depends on how we do the drawing. But sometimes we do it by comment. Sometimes we have a mystery word that we're looking for when we do a random drawing, and then Carla sends me everyone that fit in that category. She doesn't know the names. I don't know the names. In fact, the winner of this, I don't know if I've ever seen your name on there or not. But one thing that we ask y'all to do when we do a giveaway is we ask you to let us know you got it. First of all, we'll ask for your address. We can't mail it until we get your address. So we do not want the winner to put their address in comments. We want you to either text me or text our business phone, which is 903-235-4804, or either text my personal phone, which is 903-238-3993, or direct message us your address. So the winner that this is going to, the winner that we picked, and this is strictly random, is Patsy Langford, Langford. So Patsy Langford, I do not know her. Like I said, I don't know that I've ever even seen her name on here. But Patsy Langford, please let me know your address and that you have heard this message, that you won. This is, I think they sell for, I don't know if they sell for $3.49 or $2.99. I actually hadn't even looked in a long time, but it's a very nice set. I checked both the batteries, so I know that both batteries will charge. We had a couple little issues with the battery here or there, and they would send you new batteries, but I wanted to make sure these worked before I mailed it. So congratulations to Patsy Langford. And y'all be sure to tune in tomorrow, because we might have another giveaway tomorrow over at Mary's house. Just make sure that when you are, Mike, I'm live, you know that, right? I heard him. I didn't know if he was coming in here or not. So make sure that you like our page and follow our page. It means very much to us if you do that. We like for you to watch our videos, but we also like for you to follow us and check that like button every time you watch a video, not just once, but every time. So thank you again for coming back and watching me make the icing and decorate the cake, frost the cake, dress the cake, however you want to say it. And we're going to be eating this cake Saturday at our family Christmas. So we'll be tomorrow at Mary's house. Hope everyone joins us at 10 o'clock. God bless every one of you. We love you so much from the bottom of our heart. Be sure to take the time to stop and be thankful today for everything that you have. And don't complain about what you don't have. Be thankful for what you do have. I used to talk to Molly a lot about that, and I tell her, I said, and I was just a little kid, but I was very well aware of you know, the difference from one generation to the other, having cars, automobiles, air conditioned, modern appliances versus traveling in a horse and buggy or an old hoopy or something, and not having the things that even we had when I was a kid. I was very well aware of that. And I would tell Mom, I said, Mom, we all have more than what we used to have. And I was just a small child, but I realized that because we were taught to be thankful. So be sure to count your blessings. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock Central Time. And tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell your family, tell your church family about us. And watch and like and follow us. Bye. God bless.